Yeah, hello everybody. So I hope last night you had good sleep. So did you philosophize something? Questioning. And that's a very important part of our life. Okay. Did you see previous year essay questions? Okay, good. So can you identify some of the topics? Yeah. Wisdom finds truth. Very good. Look, this is how I was trying to, that topic was not in my mind actually. But can you relate with yesterday, a very short discussion? Wisdom finds truth. How? What do you mean by wisdom? Questioning. And questioning is not just seeking answers. Questioning means seeking justification. That's a fundamental thing. And questioning journey is never ending. As long as we are human being, questioning would be there. Even the last moment of our life, we might be questioning something. Isn't it? So wisdom finds truth. That's appropriate. Can you please tell me something more? Yes, that was in my mind. Can you just recall again what is research? What is research but a blind date with knowledge? See, it's so direct. You just want triggering point in essay. You just need to understand, okay, this is what is asked. Rest of the thing, you already have a lot of fodder. You don't have to study anything extra for essay. Because till now, you have been doing only one thing. Not even second thing, only one thing, that is studies. पढ़ाई के अलावा कुछ किया ही नहीं. Even if somebody was working and left job and has come over here, I mean, that's a brief interruption. So you have rich inventory. What extra? And if something is left out, then you are preparing for civils and you are reading general studies. So nothing is left out now. Everything has come. कितना पढ़ोगे यार? No, ऐसे के लिए भी पढ़ोगे? No. You just need to learn the technique of using your inventory appropriately. That's how the art of essay. An essay will take you to the top. Here you should get 140 plus. In any case, not less than 135. If less than 135, then that would damage something here and there. Something means either rank come kar dega. Isn't it? Call aaya but could not select. Call ruk gaya. I mean, something like that. Okay, second topic. Can you give some more? Yeah? Yes. Values humanity is all about what ought to be. Again, the importance of what comes? Questioning. What ought to be? How the government ought to rule? That's a very big question. How a teacher ought to teach? Ought aa gaya. So we are forced to think. And again, the journey of questioning, and there is expansion of your thought process. Then you can expand to society, economy, polity, religion, spiritualism, personal life, international, national, environment. Wisdom finds truth. So truth to har jagah chahiye na bhai. Truth is required everywhere. When you explore environment, then truth has to be discovered. What truth? Truth is simple. That if we want to sustain our life, then we need to believe in sustainable development. यही तो truth है. More you explore, more insights you will get. You have enough time. Just make a separate register for your essay. Write such topics. Get the triggering point. You can discuss out in the class, or you can discuss with me personally. I'll give you some triggering points, and the triggering point would be sufficient for you to, start your journey. Then you don't require anybody. सोचते रहो, keep on thinking and keep on jotting down, because if you think and if you don't translate into points, then that will be lost for forever. You never know when next time that point will come. So always keep a small diary and pen wherever, whenever you're going, some thought comes, write it. That's how the UPSC demands. Eyes and mind and ears and nose, everything wide open. And current affairs, this prelims, you will find abstract question. अब ये भी पढ़ना होगा क्या? अरे भाई पढ़ना नहीं होगा. That's part of your system. I'll just in between, I'll just pass on one information. Today we have one class at 1:30, current affairs analysis. Nimish, topper in UPSC, he will be, taking that class. That's a demo class. Online people can also get into, they will find that course in my course, Key News Plus. Just attend, see what different dimensions you get. And he will show that from where these current affair questions have been directly picked up. Why? That's not abstract. It's not like UPSC's intention to make this question like weird. It's not weird. Okay, so just keep that, a small a diary and jotting down the points. So we have got here 3 topics. And I think hardly we discussed for 30 minutes. This is what philosophical perspective. Philosophical essays are hai, tayari karni hai ji. That's not any formula for that. Formula is to develop perspective. And perspective orientation develops over a period of time. And that would develop your journey, during this course. A lot of things will come. That's up to you, how you pick up and how you add on into your inventory. Can you give some more topics? Slightly, that what particular was my perception is, your perception is of me is a reflection of you. Somehow we can correlate, because here again, not directly, of course, but that will give you a starting point. That will give you some direction. I think that we directly discussed. Life is a long journey between human being to being human. Being human, huh? Being human. Human to humane. Human to humane, what makes ought to be. And that ought comes in polity, society, family, marriage, environment. That makes us humane. And this is never-ending journey. Questioning goes, this humane first becomes human, then becomes man, and then becomes animal. Reverse journey is also there, no? Because you have read genocide, in which thousands of people have been killed in a single day. Right? So what is missing? Questioning. वो element खत्म हो गया. Element खत्म हो गया तो then reverse journey is there. So see, I mean, I'm very happy that you had seen previous year essay questions, and I'm delighted that you had correlated, with that short discussion about that. That is the crux. I have given you the crux. Use it freely, anywhere, everywhere. Okay. So today we will be getting into more subject specific. We will be discussing some foundation classes like I will discuss basic concepts. Along with basic concepts, I would be discussing certain do's and don'ts. So this class will be a mixture of academic things and non-academic things. Non-academic things like yesterday we had one class. Okay, so some issues have been seen. So let me clarify, not from your side, from online people. Look, online, offline, from me, there is no difference. But there are certain limitations of you, offline people, and there are certain limitations for online people. Nothing, no system can be perfect one. Okay. I have received so many mails yesterday, and they were very happy and they were complimenting that lecture. So first of all, thankful to online people. I should see and then speak, right? Because online is there. So one concern is about answer writing and test series. For you, it is very easy. After class, I'll sit here only. And as and when things will happen, you will understand, you will come and you will show me answers. But online people cannot have that facility right now because they are sitting at far place. But they will get to know different modes through which they can send their answers. I think earlier yesterday also I have referred that there you have found portal is there. Just give me some time. We will make some group also. Okay. Then you have mail. So don't worry. You can send answers, but don't send me number of, I will check only 2 answers daily. That is the feasible. I'll give verbal, comments, feedback. My feedback by writing, for that, you have to wait and you have to work hard. That time will definitely come when I'll check your answers and give my handwritten feedback. Don't worry. Okay. So one concern is there. So please don't worry about that answer writing. And answer writing cannot be done in foundation class, right? So that is like overconscious. Sir, answer writing kab shuru hoga? So then sometimes I get frustrated and irritated and they say, ki abhi se shuru ho raha hai, likh question. Right? So then he says, sir, abhi kaise? I mean, don't become so overconscious. I'm with you. Right? Don't worry. One question had also come that during this session, live live chatting was not there. Now live chatting will be done by whom? Me? And that's मतलब बात करके फिर भागूं वहां पर. Then I'll type. That's very illogical thing. Okay. So a teacher cannot chat with you, cannot answer live because I'm involved into my class and I am deeply involved in the class. Okay. So I am so deeply involved that I get lost, and I'm sure you will also get lost. Even online people will lost into my lecture. So during this session, I cannot answer. And if you want office to answer, that is non-academic questions, material kab aayega? Isn't it? And all those things. How many months course is there? So that's not the right platform to ask this question. For that, you have phone number, mail ID, you call separately, they will satisfy all your queries. Okay, so live chat ka fir hai kya? I mean, if you face some kind of technical issues and some issues, then you can type, they will immediately respond. Academic questions, answers, I will be answering after the class at appropriate time. Okay, so please don't complicate things. Things are very simple, just have faith. Okay, and have patience. Everything will become crystal clear, not only subject, my way also. Nothing will be left out and no issues. Third thing is like voice was breaking. I think internet problem might be there because at our end, it is perfectly working. And in the recordings also, it is working fine. So please just check your internet. That should be proper. As far as this board is concerned, that is like I can understand. I will try about the font size. Okay, I can zoom my camera, but then board will become small. And I want bigger board. Perhaps this is the reason smart board I'm not installing. Why bigger board? Because I'll create flowcharts, mind maps, and that you will see. So I want some bigger space for your benefit only. I want that. So slightly, I'll try to increase my font, but I'm tuned with my original. So perhaps I might forget. But one thing is, the best thing is that whatever I write, I repeat so many times. I repeat, I write, while writing, I repeat, then while explaining, I repeat. So nothing will be left unexplained. So please don't worry. And if possibility is there of, zooming camera and without the cost of board size, I'll do that. Okay, so we'll try to sort it out. I think all these things have been done. As far as the batch entrance is there, yesterday also we have discussed. When we start batch, these foundation classes are there. So in these foundation classes, any new person can enter in these 3-4 days. After that, there will be certain entry points, particular topic, particular section. Whenever they come, a new candidate can enter. So be in touch with office. For online people, I don't know why, for whom they are waiting. We have discussed, either you wait and waste time, or you join immediately. You will have validity for longer period of time. So why to waste if you don't have time right now? So see one class in 2 days, in 3 days, at least you will start seeing. Okay, so these are the things. So, okay, fine. Now let us come to our main issue. Certain guidelines. Okay. Guideline number 1. Never miss class. I mean, that guideline applies to everywhere. So what is so special about it? It specifically applies to paper 1. Why? Because paper 1 is conceptual paper. And if you miss class, especially when we start a new topic and that first class is missed, so then there is a slight problem in that sequential development in linkage. So avoid that. Since we have technology backup, so whatever class you will be missing, of course, we will be giving you that online backup. But try to attend, especially offline people, each and every class. Apart from this, avoid late coming. Why? Because some of the philosophers are very short, very small. I mean, you have chosen philosophy because philosophy is a short syllabus, right? So within that short syllabus, some philosophers are very short. And you will see that some of the philosophers are hardly 20 minutes. Then rest of the time, what I will be doing? I would be justifying 2 hours, repeat karunga usko khub. Isn't it? But that core part is done in 20 minutes. Okay, so if you come 10, 15, 20 minutes late, you missed that core part. It will get definitely repeated number of times subsequently. But then initially a background is created, premises are there, and एक माहौल बनाया जाता है, something like that, and then I'll give the topic. So that would be missing. If you meet me after the class for that particular time, no matter how much I try, that thing cannot come what has come right now. That's how the basic difference in online and offline. And during COVID time, we took online classes. So I'm speaking to myself. I cracked joke and I laughed. Very. I am not finding anybody except names. So that kind of teaching and this kind of teaching, personally, I feel a huge difference. I don't know about yours, but I feel day and night difference, not only to me, but also across all teachers. If you want to have real teaching flair, of course, offline is the best. But yes, if I cannot come to offline, then online is the best alternative. Isn't it? No? Fine. Second is, avoid prior reading. Yesterday we have discussed prior reading should be avoided. That will interrupt the thought process, okay, yours. And once you have done prior reading, and if you know something, then you will definitely speak in between. That will disrupt the thought process of others. So if you have read, no problem, just you need to be silent. Sometimes my old students come and they repeat class. It is requested, to them that please just have patience. I know that you have done it, because I want wrong answers. And if somebody gives the right answer, I mean, that is your loss, not mine. I'm not impressed by your right answers in these classes. I will not. I'm impressed by your answer writing efforts. I'm impressed by your good answer, because your hard work, your conceptual understanding is clearly seen. Okay, so I mean, that is not the way to impress. Okay, fine. Third thing, since philosophy, yesterday we had slight glimpses that philosophy is speculative. It's a speculation, it's a thought process, it's a thinking. हाँ, मेरे हिसाब से ऐसा होता है. It might be baseless, it might be, like that, not acceptable, but fine, it is my view. So that is like something speculative and something abstract. You're reading somebody's mind. How do you know what I'm thinking? Getting my point? How do I know that how I interpret the things, how I interpret life? That's impossible for you. And problem will become more when I coin my own vocabulary. I have created my own dictionary. I'm calling this word as XYZ. So how do you will understand? Okay. So philosophy is all about reading somebody's mind. That's a difficult process. My expertise lies in transferring this mind, philosopher's mind, to you in the most simplest way. Okay, how I will do and how they will explain with the help of examples. The point is that you can ask me, sir, what is the golden rule? To understand this subject, these thinkers in one go, then I would say that golden rule is that whichever philosopher we are discussing at that particular point of time, you become that philosopher. Suppose we are discussing Buddha. So right now, at that point of time, on those few classes, we will all be Buddha. We will come into his mindset. If we become Plato while reading Plato, if we become Aristotle while reading Aristotle, then unnecessary questions will not come. Because I'm that. So why I will raise any doubt? So while reading Buddha, we will be hardcore Buddhist. We will become blind follower of Buddha. Buddha says, jump into this well without giving second thought, I will jump. That is known as blind follower. So Buddha says that this, I said, yes, you are absolutely right. because I am blind follower of that. I have become Buddha at that point of time. I am hardened follower of that. What he is saying is ultimate. When this mindset comes, then I won't be raising any unnecessarily criticism. I won't raise any doubts, questions. It won't be like, ऐसा थोड़ी होता है. No, that is not required right now. And you should not, and you cannot, because you have to behave at that particular point of time as a blind follower. समझ रहे हैं ना blind follower मतलब? Blind follower मतलब कि किसी ने कहा 2 + 2 = 5, so then what you should say? बिल्कुल सर, ऐसा ही मैं सोच रहा था. Exactly, same way. Once we change our topic from Buddha, for example, to Jainas, then our loyalties will get changed. Then we will become hardened and blind follower of Jainas. And once we become Jainas, then we will understand what was the problem in Buddha, because our mindset got changed. And Jaina says 2 + 2 = 4.5, then what we would be saying? हाँ यार ये सही. And उसमें क्या problem थी? What was the problem there? This. As we keep on moving, we'll keep on changing our loyalties. And this formula will do wonders. You will understand each and every philosopher in one go in a complete way. Okay? You will understand every concept, every philosopher in one go. एक ही बार में समझेंगे. After that, if you say this and that, those are self-doubts. What you have understood, that's the right thing. Don't create self-doubts. Because after that, you will be raising certain questions. And your questions will tell me that you have understood, but you are not ready to accept that. Because you have thinking that how can I understand philosophy in one go, in 2 minutes? That's the problem. Iska matlab, there's a problem in my understanding. It means sir is telling some deep thing which I'm not able to get it. Nothing deep here. What you have heard and what you have understood, that's the thing. You realize now? If you don't realize, after 15 days, 1 month, 2 months, you will realize. So avoid creating self-doubts. Things have been simplified to the highest level. You will enjoy. Each and every philosopher you will enjoy. Enjoy means, you might say, sir, enjoy karne thodi hai. Enjoy means that you will be, you are understanding. Okay? That's golden rule. We will follow this. Right? Now let us see some more academic doubts. Huh? We have seen yesterday that philosophy with which we are concerned is speculative. It's a one of the aspect, okay? If I say philosophy, speculation is the only aspect, that would be, narrow interpretation of philosophy. But the section with which we are concerned is speculative. And because it is speculative, it becomes somewhat abstract. Because it's a thinking process, okay? So thinking process, I mean, again, same thing. How do I know what you're thinking? Since it is speculative and philosophy questioning, seeking justification, we can say if we slightly interpret it more, then we find that philosophy is usually teleological. Some terms will come, don't worry. For that only we are discussing. It's a teleological. अब teleological क्या? Teleology means purpose. Philosophy is laying down a certain purpose. Like in ethics we discussed, how we ought to live. Ought to live for what? Some supreme aim. Philosophy lays down summum bonum of human life. What exactly we want. Eating, drinking, sleeping, working, earning, and these are activities of life. But ultimately, what exactly you want? Chahiye kya? Many majority of the people come and go without understanding, without knowing what exactly I want. That's the philosophy that lays down the purpose. That's a teleology. Okay, Indian philosophy, we will see, is completely teleological. Western philosophy, somewhere we will find teleology, somewhere we will not find, because there is orientation is slightly different. So a philosopher is giving his some kind of philosophy. So obviously he wants to lay down some kind of teleology. Buddha is giving something. Buddhism. If I ask you, Buddhism for what? What exactly want? Ultimate thing, what we want in from Buddhism? भाई अल्टीमेट गोल क्या है बुद्धिज्म का? बुद्धा का अल्टीमेट गोल, व्हाट इज द अल्टीमेट गोल ऑफ बुद्धा? या nirvana, liberation, salvation, moksha. That's the teleology. Your stay in the most polluted city, the worst colony, old Rajendra Nagar, is teleological. Isn't it? It's a teleological. Once your teleology is served, will you like to stay here? You will run away. Hence, work hard and get away from this. There is no fun in living here. There are a lot of problems. If I start telling you, to then a class can be devoted to that. Okay, so your stay at old Rajendra Nagar is teleological. My stay in this life is teleological. Your presence in this classroom is teleological. Purpose. We have also differentiated philosophy from science. And science, methodology for science is observation, experimentation, and verification. Does science talks about any purpose? Did Charles Darwin talk natural selection, struggle for existence, and something like that? Theory of evolution. Did he talk about purpose? Yeah? No. Science is not related with any purpose. Then it gives a mechanistic explanation. It gives a mechanistic explanation. Mechanistic explanation, this and that. A causes B. That's it. But in philosophy, A causes B. Then philosopher tries to understand the philosophy, the purpose, the intention behind that. Isn't it? That's a very good example, perfect example is causation theory. A causes B. Science, A causes B because of these conditions and this and that, cause and effect. But in philosophy, in Indian philosophy, this is known as cause and effect, karma theory. It's a karma theory. And karma theory is working according to certain principle. जैसा करोगे वैसा भरोगे. As you saw, as you reap. All of a sudden, मेरी lottery लग गई जी. I become all of a sudden very rich. All of a sudden, I become very popular. All of a sudden, huge, great happiness. मैंने तो कुछ किया ही नहीं. So Indian philosophers फिर जवाब देंगे. 5000 साल पहले. It's something like that. You did some act उसका इफेक्ट अब आया है. I mean, that's how the thing is. We will understand all these things. My point is that science gives mechanistic, but we are not concerned with science. I'm just trying to differentiate them. Okay, so I'm just trying to open up your mind. Our purpose was like getting familiarity with the subject. We will get to have some basic concepts. They will work as alphabets. At the same time, I believe that it is developing in you a philosophical perspective. कोई भी topic लेंगे, whichever topic you choose, ultimately there has to be certain climax. कहीं तो जाएगा ही. Which you in GS you call, you write as a conclusion, way forward. ऐसे में भी तो कुछ होगा. You think from that perspective. Okay. So this, since philosophy is somewhat speculative and abstract, and I have discussed that it is like reading somebody's mind. Reading somebody's mind is very difficult. So what is the best way to read somebody's mind? And the philosopher, how he will explain his philosophy to others? With the help of examples. Hence, in philosophy, analogies, examples are very important. If they do not give examples, it is impossible to understand. But if they give one example, his entire philosophy is understood. Here we will take up only standard examples. What do you mean by standard examples? Examples which I'll discuss and write on the board. Examples which you find in the booklets. And examples you find in the standard textbook. Apart from these sources, never try to take any example, no matter how good this is. Until unless you know its credibility, we will not, I will strictly prohibit that. जो है वही लिख लो यार. That is sufficient. Why to unnecessarily, experimenting? There is no point. Only standard examples. I might take some different examples to make you understand. But those different examples, they will not come on the board and you will not find in the booklet. So things are very clear. So you don't have to ask, sir, you have given that example. Can we write that? I have already answered. You can write if it comes on the board, if it comes in your synopsis, and if it is in the booklet. Otherwise, no. That's simply example I have taken to make you understand. Okay? So, इसका importance philosophy में is very high. That is quite understandable. And some of the examples will immediately capture the entire philosophy of that philosopher and will explain the question. Question paper से है ना ultimately हमारा relation. Question has come, oh, this example will clear. Examiner fine, is delighted. What I have asked, you have answered. So some of the examples, when I give you synopsis, you can work on your representation part like that, or in your answers also. Suppose you are writing answers like this, and some very good example comes, then you can write like that, and then continue to write answers. Examiner sees this. पहली नजर पड़ रही है example पे, and he understands that yes, you have answered. So that's your representation part get improved. Okay, and you have conveyed your message to examiner also. So analogies have their own significance. I'll just see, these are the few new things. Okay. Now I'll ask something. Okay. You must have all have taken some Swedish. You must have eaten rasgulla. Very sweet. Can you please tell me what makes this rasgulla sweet? Sugar. But that's my question. What makes sugar sweet? One tip for you. हाँ, इस तरीके की टिप आती रहेंगी. Never answer instantly. Avoid spontaneous answers until unless it is like some humorous. Otherwise, avoid that. Most of the time, impulsive answers, instant answers goes wrong. That's a tip for your interview. Okay, just take your own time. Take your own time. You see, you hear, you understand after this question, which question is going to come. And that will occur only in couple of seconds. So much so that if somebody asks, if your interview board asks, what's your name? So hardly 1 second, 2 seconds, not more than that. Otherwise, he will get up and he will shake you. Bhai, naam pooch raha hu tera. Isn't it? उसमें इतना ज़्यादा नहीं सोचना है. लेकिन 1-2 सेकंड क्यों? Because my answer will become formal. What's your name? Jatin. That's not the way of answering. Point is कि impulsive answers को avoid करें. Yeah. What makes this rasgulla is sweet? Sweetness inside rasgulla. Okay. Chemical properties. So full utilization of science background. Yeah. Feeling of it. Feeling of sense of taste. That is sweet. Yeah. Prior idea. You have read something in philosophy. Answers have come, but yes, original answers and your layman answers will always be appreciated. Because this is what our commitment is, that I am expecting wrong answers. Okay, anyway. So my question is again same one. What makes rasgulla sweet? Sugar, glucose, sucrose, fructose. Oh, ये तो science हो गया. Philosophy is very logical subject. Hence, you have to think logically. No matter which philosopher gives what kind of thought process, he will be always logical. And you will always appreciate him. That's how the beauty. Every philosopher would be appreciated because he has given a very logical thing. So always think logically. Always think commonsensically sometimes. But logical thinking is there. This table is hard. I hate it. It pains. This is hard. What makes it hard? The structure of it. What makes it hard? Day is a day. Day is a day. This is a day. What makes this day a day? Absence of night. But that's the day. But you have answered. Many people have answered. What makes a day a day? Tell me, if there would have been no night, will this day be a day? अगर night होती ही नहीं, just imagine, no night, then will this day be called as day? No, because this is a day because there is night. This is hard because there is something soft. This rasgulla is sweet because there is something bitter, soreness. Just imagine if our tongue would have not be having bitterness and that so taste buds, would we be enjoying rasgulla? Oh, fun has gone. It is the bitterness that makes us to appreciate the delicacy of the sweet dish. Does it make sense? Yes. This board is smooth because there is something rough. Hence, one formula we have derived that everything in this world is relative. Everything in this world, this table, chair, board, this, that, whatever present in this world is relative. Relative means, we have taken example, day is relative to night, hard is relative to soft. So everything is relative. There is nothing in this world which is absolute. Absolute means, because here everything is changing. Is there anything in this world which is not changing? Just think. Change. Huh? That's too philosophical. Huh? The only permanent thing is the change in this world. That's too philosophical when we are far away from that philosophy. Life and death, and they are changing. Life and death is some event, no? But death itself says that nothing is permanent here, isn't it? And life itself is saying that nothing is permanent because everything is subject to change and end. This table is continuously changing. Hence, it is subject to. A day will come when it will get destroyed. Is there anything permanent in this world? No. Hence, everything in this world is relative. In this world means which world? So we call this world as or experiential world. Experiential world. Perceptual world. Experiential world, perceptual world, empirical world, that which we can sense, we can experience, we can perceive. I can sense, I can see through my sense organs. I can see, I can hear, I can taste, I can touch. My five sense organs are there, with the help of which whatever I get, everything that comes in this experiential world, perceptual world. The world in which we are living. When we say the world in which we are living, it does not mean Earth. It means the entire cosmology, because we are living in that cosmology. And that is part of our sense organ. That's a sensuous, that is perceptual, that is experiential. And this empirical world, the world in which we are living, is relative. Everything is relative. If everything is relative, then it must point out, if this world is changing, then it pointing out that there is something. There is something. If this world is continuously changing, it logically implies that there is something which is permanent. Day logically implies In the same way, this changing world logically implies something which is permanent. I mean, that's the logical thing. This is how we have understood everything in this world is relative. This board is smooth. Logical implies roughness. It is the roughness that makes it smooth. This rasgulla is sweet. It is the bitterness that makes it sweet. And that's a logical thing. Logical to yahi ho. In the same way, when we are saying that this experiential world is changing, impermanent, destructible, perishable, subject to end, it logically implies that there must be a world or an entity which is just opposite to it. And that thing must be permanent. Is that fine? Or if everything is relative in this world, there must be something which is absolute, because it is only with reference to absolute something is relative. Hence, that permanent entity must be absolute. So world can be of two types. One is the world in which we are living. Okay. And another world, this world logically implies a kind of transcendental world. Transcendental world. Or transcendental entity, not necessarily world. Okay. We are just discussing common concepts. Or depending upon the situation, we might have some change. Every philosopher, yesterday we have seen that every philosopher is trying to crack the clue that what exactly is going on. यही ना है, एक ही मुद्दा है, चल क्या रहा है यहाँ पर? What exactly is going on? When I observed this world, I found here everything is subject to death, everything is relative, everything is momentary, nothing is permanent over here. That means that thinking, logical thinking, forces me to conclude, okay, there is something with reference to that, it is changing. Because you only said day implies night, hence changing implies permanence. But in this world, there is nothing permanent. Hence, a philosopher has to think an entity who is beyond this world. And that beyond that world is. And what do you mean by transcendental? Transcendental means something which is beyond space and time. These are alphabets only. Don't get overwhelmed by these. Only these things are to be studied time and again. And after few classes, they will be on your fingertips. There's nothing special and nothing philosophical about it. Everything is happening logically. Nothing mechanical. Mechanical things happen in science. Here we have reason for everything. That's quite logical. Even when you think that this world is changing, then logic makes me to say that there must be something which is not changing. If here everything is relative, there must be something absolute. Either that world or entity or etc. whatever. लेकिन कुछ तो है. But that absolute and permanent entity cannot occur in this world, because this world is changing, and subject to destruction. Hence, that entity must be transcendental. And transcendental means that is beyond space and time. Don't hesitate in thinking, यार space and time, what is space and time? मुझे तो ये भी नहीं पता, वो आप ही को नहीं पता, बहुतों को नहीं पता. Nothing to worry about it. Space and time. Space is location, like we are in this hall. Space means Pusa Road, this building, Karol Bagh, Delhi, India, Asia, world, cosmology, that's space. Time, at particular time, 12:15, date, year, century, era, that's a time. So everybody in this world is within. We all are in space and time. Jupiter is within. Alien things, alien world, which we have not yet seen, but it must be within. But there are certain things which are beyond space and time. That's like my thought process, isn't it? That's my thought process. So that is the transcendental. Getting? Can you give one example of transcendental thing? Yeah, perfect. God. God. But somebody says, prove कर. तो भाई प्रूव तो कहाँ होता है? साइंस. प्रूव तो साइंस में होता है, यहां नहीं होता, पहली चीज. And who says that this transcendental entity is God? One theist or atheist? Theist will say, because he alone believes in God. So I believe in God, and then you say, prove it. So then what I will say? मैं क्यों प्रूव करूं? प्रूव तो वो करे जिसको थोड़ा सा भी डाउट हो. For me, it is indubitable, beyond doubt. मेरे को क्यों प्रूव? तू लगा दिमाग का. आप कहेंगे यार आई एम एथिस्ट, व्हाई शुड आई प्रूव? फिर क्यों परेशान हो रहा है? मस्त रहे. That's a very interesting debate. We will see all these debate in philosophy of religion. Isn't it? अभी टॉपिक देख के लगता है proof for the existence of God. एक टॉपिक है. We will analyze all these things in this foundation class only. There is one topic, proof for the existence of God. So while exploring initially subject, I mean, you must have explored, and many people explore proof for the existence of God. And people say, मैं तो एथिस्ट हूं, आई एम एथिस्ट, और मुझे से कह रहा है कि प्रूफ लेके आ. मैं तो नहीं लेता ये सब्जेक्ट. But he is not demanding proof from you. That proof word is a technical word. It is not that word which we understand. And all these proofs have been given by some thinkers. Standard arguments hai wo. So things are from superficial level, things are deceptive. Reality is something different. Anyway, so that's how beyond space and time. Okay? Fine. Now, again, we will come to that all these philosophers are struggling, desperate, restless to explain this world. Even scientists are desperate and restless to explain this world. Then only they devote their entire lives in research work. They want to crack. And because of that questioning mindset, science and technology have reached to unbelievable level. We have reached to nanotechnology. We have reached to stem cell therapy. We have reached to space technology, biotechnology. I can maneuver, I can do anything. And it is said that scientists have cracked that way to stop aging process. And you must have seen so many jokes on the WhatsApp regarding Queen Elizabeth. Isn't it? Age rok dijiye. Mast raho. To what extent it is right and true and false, I don't know, but that's how the thing is. So scientists are working to that level. Those were the days. I'm telling you, with the beauty of questions and questioning, basically questioning. How man has evolved from that level to this level. This level is unbelievable level. Means few decades back, we used to spend our vacation in different areas like Australia, like this, like that. But now I express my desire, yaar, space घूम के आऊंगा यार. I want to spend my vacation in space this time. And another person says, are you mad? दिमाग खराब हो गया क्या तेरा? It will cost you 700 crore rupees. And I say, hey, yaar, take 1000 crore and please take me to space. What is the issue? Technology is not the limitation. Getting my point? Are you catching? पैसे की ना बात है. I have given more, but technological problem is not there. Technologically, we are so sound, and yes, people have proved it. And now we have what? I mean, not now. It's a long back. Space tourism. अभी show किया ना उन्होंने. In time to come, can you visualize? In time to come, what is going to happen? This is what is going to happen. Experimented. This is how the thing is. Initially rare, then frequency will increase, then a time will come, then it will become a very common thing. That's how the beauty of questioning is. पता नहीं कहाँ ले जाएगा. And questioning stops. We start living in dark ages. Medievalism. Medieval thing. That means dogmatic thing, fanatic thing. Because in medieval times, what was absent? Questioning, rationality. And when it had come back after vacation, then we stepped into the era of Renaissance. See, so things are so beautifully interlinked. Make GS as fun. Interlinkages are there. If you understand that, you will be, enjoying your preparation. And ये ऐसे ethics वाली problem तो खत्म. So the point is that even scientists are desperate. Of course, those same scientists we have seen and we will see are here also. Many philosophers have been scientists, great mathematicians. So wo restlessness is not only here, that restlessness is also here. So in philosophy also they are restless to crack clue. Here what exactly is happening? Hence they want to explain reality. Isn't it? They want to explain the reality. What exactly thing is. Now to explain this world, they require something which is, if this is changing, then that something must be unchanging or permanent. Okay? And they try to locate such thing as they are in the search of finding some kind of ultimate reality. Ultimate reality with the help of which they can explain each and everything. There's a correlation. World, sometimes some philosophers will believe that two types of world, this empirical world and transcendental. For them, ultimate reality is transcendental world. And that ultimate reality, the transcendental world, is relative or absolute? Okay. So if we modify, if we simplify this point number 6 and point number 7, then these thinkers are in the search of such kind of reality. Okay. With the help of which they can explain everything. They will be able to explain me, you, nature, everything. बस ये मिल जाए एक बार. This could be anything. Now, tell me logically, this ultimate reality could be how many? 1, 2, or many? Logically, this ultimate reality could be how many? It is 1, 2, 3, or it could be many. Logically, it has to be one only. Why? Because it is ultimate. And since it is ultimate, it has to be absolute. And absolute can be only one. If there are two, then they will become relative to each other. Very good. They will become relative to each other. Okay. Hence, logically, that ultimate reality has to be only one, because one alone can be absolute, and that which is absolute is independent. So independent, absolute, and ultimate, that has to be only, that could be only one. So there is one formula. A consistent philosopher will be that who will believe in one ultimate reality. Moment somebody believes in two or more than one, he will become inconsistent. And you will find that that philosopher will have more of criticism. And once you see previous year questions, you will find that on that particular topic, most of the questions, almost all questions are critically examined. Do you think is inconsistent, consistent? How this is, weaknesses? All questions are based on criticism. Right? I repeat. A consistent philosopher will be one who believes in only and only one ultimate reality. Moment somebody accepts more than one ultimate reality, that person, that school, that philosophy will become inconsistent. Just remember, moment I say that this school believes in two ultimate realities, आप मान लेना कि भाई इसके criticism ज़्यादा आएंगे. More criticism are going to have. So a consistent philosopher has to accept one. If somebody accepts more than one, become inconsistent. And if somebody doesn't accept any ultimate reality, then he will also become inconsistent, because you are always talking of relative, but relative have meaning only with reference to, and you don't believe into that. Hence, you will become inconsistent and you will become contradictory. Is that clear? कोई भारी भरकम चीजें नहीं कर रहे. These are all logical concepts and nothing to do with philosophy. I am relating these things to philosophy. They are not core part of philosophy. We are making it. Why only one? Because, tell me, which number in the number system beginning from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on to infinity which number can exist on its own without the help of anybody else? Only one. What is the problem in 2? Because it is 1 plus 1. And plus is a operation, is a process. That means there is somebody who is adding 1 and 1. That means 2 is dependent on somebody's mind. 3, he added 3 things. Addition plus operation is a process done by somebody. Okay, that means it is only one that is self-existent. That is self-existent, independent. Hence, our ultimate reality has to be absolute, self-existent, independent. Somebody will call this ultimate reality as God. Not all. Somebody will call. So his God, will he be dependent or independent? Will that God logically be 1 or 2? So what new thing they are saying? They are saying absolutely commonsensical and very logical thing. For the time being, you just remember that a consistent philosopher has to believe in 1. If more than 1, inconsistent. If no reality, inconsistent. If everything is relative in this world, if n number of things are present in this world, logically it implies that there must be something which is absolute, and many things logically implies that there must be something 1. ये सारे correlated terms. Getting? Okay. Fine. So I'll ask now question. 2 plus 2. Hare, you are thinking? We don't have to become philosopher. 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2. Don't hesitate. 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2. Ah, that's good. Which sweet you like the most? Chocolate. Say anything. Which sweet you like? Rasgulla. Which sweet you like? Rajbhog. Which sweet you like? Yeah, anybody? अरे बोल दो कुछ भी यार. जलेबी यार. सही है यार. 2 questions. Did you find any peculiar thing about this? Question number 1 had same answer, and question 2 had different answers. Hence, we made a formula. Anything which is based on experience, anything which is based on experience will be variable, changing, and contingent. Contingent means sometimes there, sometimes not. Contingent means accidental occurrence. कभी होगा, कभी नहीं होगा. Sometimes there, sometimes not. Cow is white. Is it objective fact or contingent fact? Contingent, isn't it? कभी white होगी, कभी नहीं होगी. And anything which is based on reason, like 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, will be always objective, universal, non-changing. For example, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. So sum of angles of a triangle is equal to, you ask now, you ask after 10 days, you ask here, you ask any part of the world, answer will be same. Okay. There are white crows. It is contingent. We have not seen yet, but there might be. So contingent facts. Anything which is based on experience is subjective. Anything which is based on experience is subjective. You had given me one chocolate, I had eaten, and I said, hey, yaar, it's so bitter. And you say, sir, what is this? It's such a delicious. It is having different taste. We are addicted to this. It's a subjective. I didn't like it. You liked it. Isn't it? It's a beautiful rainbow. Somebody says, yeah, whenever I see rainbow, I get disappointed. Huh, that's a subjective. I can't help it. But 2 plus 2 has to be. Either you are in a state of happiness or sadness, or in whichever state, 2 plus 2 has to be 4 only. Hence, it is objective. Subjectivity is not there. Your prelims exam is machine में डाला, result दे दिया. Right? Your mains become slightly. मजा नहीं आया जी, उसको काट दिया. सही था लेकिन रियल नहीं. कहते हैं ना यार, मूड खराब था भाई वो. And then interview, we say that it becomes more subjective. Though UPSC interview is not subjective, it's very objective, I tell you. Some other day we will discuss. It's very objective. It's like machine. It's like machine means I go to the weighing machine. I stood and I found my weight is like, for example, 62 kg. Okay, no problem. After a few days, I went to the parlor and I did massage and facial and this bath and that bath, and I bought very good suit and tie and new shoes and pura makeover ho gaya. And then I stood on the weighing machine and then I found my weight is 62 kg. Because that's a machine. Your interview board is like that to a great extent. Never doubt them. Okay. Anyway. So anything based on experience, anything based on reason. Getting 9 concepts. और आएंगे थोड़े से. Okay. In philosophy, we will come across. Okay. Just tell me, let us first take this. In this world, how many ultimately things are? How many things are there ultimately in this world? One means who is there? Yeah. Manyness. There's a diversity. There's a great variety. There are infinity of the things. Okay, fine. I got it. But you didn't hear my question properly. I'm asking, I didn't ask how many things are there in this world. I have asked that ultimately, how many things are there in this world? Yeah. 2. These are. Ultimately, there are only 2 things: living and non-living things. Is there any third? Yeah. No. Yeah. Yes. So ultimately, there are two things, living and non-living. Fine. So infinity of the things, there are infinite things. Infinity of the things have been logically reduced to two things, living and non-living. Can you please tell me that there is only one difference, only and only one difference between me and this table. Can you tell me what is that difference? Yes, I'm living, it is non-living. What makes me, let us move step by step, okay? What makes me living and it as non-living? What is there, what prevails in me that is making me as living? That is life. What is that which makes life a life? Consciousness. That which prevails in me. That is consciousness. In Hindi, it is known as Chetna. Life breath. Consciousness. And after death, is there any difference between a stone and this dead body? Not a single difference. Because only one difference was there, that has gone. So what makes a thing living? Consciousness. That makes it consciousness. And non-living thing is unconscious things. Conscious and unconscious. Conscious thing, we call it as by different names. We call it as soul. In Indian philosophy, it is called as Atma, right? So we call it as soul or Atma. An unconscious thing is body. This is unconscious. So this is matter. And this is, what is this? Matter. Matter hi hai. But right now, what prevails in me? Consciousness. Hence, when I pinch it, it gives sensation because consciousness prevails. It doesn't have consciousness. But this body have consciousness. So this entity, human being, is an entity of how many things? Only two things. That is matter and soul. Matter and soul. So we call it as unconscious as, can we call it as body? We can call it as body or matter. Isn't it now? This body or matter. And that which prevails in me, that makes me so-called living, is consciousness, soul, Atma, life breath, spirit, by different names. Or more names we'll see in our subject. So ultimately, if I again ask you same question, that ultimately in this world, how many things are there? These are living and non-living has gone now. Soul and body. In Hindi, in Sanskrit, in Indian philosophy, it is known as Atma or Sharir. In Western philosophy, it is known as body and mind. So ultimately, in this entire world, only two things exist. Not even third. Tisri hai nahi. Only two things. That is body and soul. So now, whenever I'll ask again this question, that ultimately how many things are there in this world, your answer should be, these are body and soul. That's the fundamental issue of Indian philosophy and Western philosophy. Your all philosophy will be revolving in and around these two things. Whatever we have spoken till now, the base is this. We will see what does it mean. But we got to know only two things. तीसरी नहीं है. Only two things are there, and these are body and soul, atma or sharir. The entire paper one, or in fact, you can say philosophy of religion, is all about these two things. पूरी philosophy इस पे चलेगी. Okay? We have already taken consciousness. So in consciousness, in Indian philosophy, it is known as Atma. You can call it as soul. And in Western philosophy, of course, they cannot use the word, they do not know the word Atma. Hence, they will use the word mind. But remember, mind in Indian philosophy is different. But mind in Western philosophy is soul or self. Right? Once we'll take a Western, then you will understand. अभी इसकी जरूरत नहीं है. I'm just giving you these concepts. Is that fine? Okay. We will also come across one word, eternal. Do you understand what does it mean? Everlasting. Eternal means that which is beyond birth and death, beyond production and destruction. And who could be that? What we have. I'm asking question. So whatever I have discussed, some people will say soul and ultimate reality because it is absolute, because it is self-existence. Hence, it has to be and it will be eternal. It will be eternal. So eternal means that something which is beyond production and destruction, birth and death. Or you can also say that some philosopher will say eternal means timeless. It's a timeless. Whether there will be time or not, this entity will be there. तभी वो ultimate reality कहलाएगा. It's a timeless. It's a beyond time. Of course, if it is beyond time, then it becomes transcendental. And that which is transcendental has to be. And this absolute has to be how many? One. And with the help of this one, I'll explain everything. I'll explain this. Getting slowly, gradually. Okay. कोई भारी ऐसे कोई खतरनाक चीजें डिस्कस नहीं करी हैं. These are very like alphabets हैं तो. You will find and you will be really surprised that our entire philosophy would be revolving around these concepts only. Gradually, you will understand their significance. Right now, you are understanding, but you are not appreciating. There is a difference between understanding and appreciating. Understanding, you got it. Yesterday lecture, we discussed about questioning, you understood. When you saw essay topic, when you tried to crack it, then appreciation had come. उतर गई वो चीज. Isn't it? So there is a difference between understanding and appreciation. Right now, you are understanding. Once a specific philosopher will come, then we will see what does it mean. Then you will start appreciating. Okay? Few things more. Suppose I live in this area, and for me, this is entire world. I do not know anything beyond this. For example, old Rajendra Nagar. For me, this is universe. Forget about Australia, America, these countries and outside world. I even do not know about Patel Nagar, Moti Nagar and Karol Bagh and CP and all that. मुझे पता ही नहीं है. मेरी तो दुनिया यही है. मुझे लगता है कि ये संपूर्ण संसार है. It's entire world. It's a hypothetical situation. And whatever is present here, I have seen, I know, fine, no problem. Here in this area, cows are also there. Okay, no, I have seen cows, no problem. I know. Right. One day, you thought to have fun with me. सर के थोड़े से मजे लेते हैं. Okay. And you went to very far-flung area. For example, Australia. And you brought very different cow. And you thought, now I'll ask sir, and sir would be clean bowled because for him, this old Rajanagar is the entire world. And I have brought this cow from Jupiter. So I'll go and I'll ask him, what is this? And let us have fun then. Got it? With this intention, you brought that cow in front of me. Before you could ask anything, I immediately said, hey, from where did you catch very different cow? And it's not me, you got clean bowled. And you are really puzzled that how this person knows, because I brought this cow from Jupiter. दूर दूर तक सपने में भी नहीं है इनके माइंड में. And he immediately cracked and said, that's a very different cow. How come? How did I crack that? I never went beyond this world. Getting my point? So reason, what is this? Pen. And what is this? Oh, it's very surprising. This is also pen. I don't have my fountain pen today. Just imagine my fountain pen is there and I show you and ask you, what is this? Pen. Oh, amazing. All three are pen. How come? Similarity. Yes, similarity. Characteristic. Yes. When I saw cow, okay, when I saw cow, I have also perceived its essence. What you are saying, characteristic, functions, features, similarities, or three different pen are there. I focused on each of them and I extracted common characteristic and I put it as essence. Now this essence is to be found in all pen, no matter which pen you brought. If it is a pen, then that essence would be definitely there. It is only because of that, pen is a pen. So when I saw cow, I have also perceived its essence. Once I know about essence, now you bring whichever cow, I will immediately identify that this is cow and that essence is, you can say, for example, cowness. That essence in this pen is penness, tableness, manliness, hoarseness, redness. Cowness is to be found in all the Cows. That cowness is a term given to common characteristics. Okay. So when I see, then I have also got the essence of that thing. Hence, I could identify that. So in philosophy, we will see the importance of essence also. Okay, fine. I think one last concept. What is the cause of this table? Yeah, yeah, you're right. Don't complicate things. What is the cause of this? Wood. What is the cause of wood? Tree. What is the cause of tree? Seed. What is the cause of seed? Don't say tree. What is the cause of seed or tree? Soil, water. What is the cause of soil and water? Earth. What is the cause of earth? You can say soil, water, environment. What is the cause of environment? Earth. What is the cause of earth? Solar system. What is the cause of solar system? Big Bang. What is the cause of Big Bang? Small Bang. गिरा दो कुछ मार्केट में जब गिराना ही है. What is the cause of a small bang? Are you noticing? We are asking cause and we are moving. We keep on asking and keep on getting cause. There must be some cause of Big Bang. Then there must be cause of cause. Then there must be cause of cause of cause. This is never ending series. This is never ending series. And hence we fall into fallacy of infinite regression. ये सीरीज तो infinitely चलती रहेगी. Are you getting my point? This series, cause of cause, this series will keep on going on for how long? Infinitely. That is known as fallacy of infinite regression. Fallacy of infinite regression. Logically, this fallacy, this infinite regression or this infinite series, logically has to be ended. Okay. Or another way of saying that this infinite series of causation must be having some first cause. Isn't it? When we keep on going, then logically I can say that there has to be one first cause. Who is the cause of all the things? And that cause has to be uncaused cause, or it is caused by another cause? Uncaused cause. That first thing has to be what? Uncaused cause. Unmoved mover. It is not moving, but it is causing everything to move. Planet, solar system, this, that, everything is moving. And source is like one who is acting as unmoved mover, who is acting as uncaused cause. उसका खुद का cause नहीं है, लेकिन वो सबका cause है. That uncaused cause, that first cause could be who? See on the board, ultimate reality. Got it? That uncaused cause has to be ultimate reality. And this ultimate reality could be anything. Whether different people will say different things. Somebody will say God, somebody will say Lord Vishnu, somebody will say substance, somebody will say this idea, that idea, n number of things. ये तो मैं बताऊंगा ना भाई क्या है. मैं means individual philosopher. But that whoever might be, if it is one, then it has to be uncaused cause. If we don't believe it to be uncaused cause, then we fall into problem of fallacy. Hence, philosophers would avoid the fallacy of infinite regression. Hence, they believe in some ultimate reality. If they don't believe into this, and if they are not able to answer this, then that philosopher obviously would be inconsistent. जवाब तो पूरे देने होंगे भाई. Whichever philosopher comes, ancient, modern, medieval, contemporary, Indian, whoever, you need to answer everything. And one who has given full proof, least questions will be raised against him. And who would be full proof? Who would be the most consistent one? Who would be able to answer your all questions? The one who has accepted. One ultimate reality, don't forget that. One ultimate reality, one who believes that you ask him anything, he will answer. We will come across such thing at appropriate time. This is a journey, is a philosophy, this is a journey will stop when we get answers of all our questions. वहां पे journey खत्म. Anyway, these are the few concepts. For few days, just flip over these concepts. Don't have to mug up. There is nothing to mug up, right? That won't help you. Just see, okay? And as we proceed, you will find things will start getting utilized from these. How many things? 14. I mean, 3 minus kar do, this. Okay, so for few days, just have a revision of this so that whenever they are required, when I ask, you should be able to answer promptly. After some time, all these concepts will settle in your mind. Then you don't have to revise, then forget it. क्योंकि यही तो पढ़ेंगे और पढ़ेंगे क्या? I hope it is fine. This is our second concrete step towards our syllabus. Okay, couple of classes will be given to now big picture formation of syllabus. We will enter into the syllabus. Okay, and then we will pick up our specific topics. You will understand that. Right? So let us wind up for the day. Tomorrow we'll continue same time. Okay, thank you. I think I have already announced for that 1:30 class. So if anybody wish to attend that 1:30 class, that current affairs analysis, they can. Okay.